Absolutely. Is there a power threat to power and water? We know for a fact. I have a very close friend who is a white hat hacker who is swamped with work. One of his clients was a power company. And within a matter of weeks, he was able to gain, and this is just through human engineering, gain physical access to the master control center. First by pretending to be a groundskeeper. They sat outside for a couple of weeks just monitoring the traffic in and out of the security gates. Found out that every Thursday, truckloads of groundskeepers would come in. The first truck would have all of the papers handed to the guard, and then everybody else would be waved in. So they went and they bought uniforms that looked like the groundskeepers' uniforms, got them stained up with grass and dirt, and got a bunch of hoses and mowers and things and threw them in the back of the truck and simply got in the line. Next Thursday, they were waved on through. And from there, they under their coveralls, they had suits and ties. When they got in, they took off their suits and ties. Now, the groundskeepers were looking at them like, who are you? But it's not their job, right? They're there to mow the grass, not to blow the whistle. So they were just looking at them strangely. They took off their coveralls, got their suits and ties, walked in. And from there, they simply used human engineering to get into the master control room. The last part of it, they were kneeling down. One was attempting to pick the lock on the master control center, and a security guard came by. And the guy said, "Oh, thank God you're here. Have you noticed this door sticking? We've got nothing but complaints with it." And the guard said, "No, I didn't know anything about it." And said, "Well, here, lend me your pocket knife." And he goes, "Do you have a pocket knife?" And so the guard said, "Yeah, here." And so he opened it up and says, "Yeah." Said, "We got to fix this thing." And so the guard wandered off. They went in, they took pictures of everything to prove they had been in there, and then went back to corporate headquarters and said, it was a piece of cake. If we'd had an EMP device inside a suitcase, the entire 5-state region would have gone down permanently and had no power. When I say permanently, we're talking about years, because it would have taken years to replace, because the EMP physically destroys the equipment. Now, that's one way of doing it. Let's assume you don't want to spend the trouble of boots on the ground. From China, you can do the same thing remotely. It is a piece of cake, given the backdoors and the holes in all of the software that we have built upon year upon year upon year. While we may have at the very top level very secure code, the operating system underneath it might be 15 years old and totally useless as a security tool.